Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Montana, Mr. Rehberg. I yield to him 3 minutes.
The gentleman from Montana is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. And first of all, Madam Chairman, thank you for the fine work on this piece of legislation, something that's truly overdue. The difficulty we had was a number of years ago, a piece of legislation went through this Congress with all the right things attached. We wanted to address lead in children's toys. True to Washington, D.C. form, the bureaucrats carried it to the extent that no longer made any kind of a common sense. When it came to time for the regulations to be crafted, I started receiving phone calls from my motorized vehicle dealers around the state of Montana, those that sold youth motorcycles, snowmobiles, and ATVs. And they were being told that they had to take those units out of their showroom, eat the inventory, and could no longer sell their parts for repairs. Why? Because there were lead in some of the repair parts or on the units themselves. Now, I don't know if there's anybody in America that allows their children to chew on battery cables and valve stems, but they were determined to be toys, and it doesn't make any sense. I come from a ranching family, and on my place, we allow our children the opportunity to be trained on the smaller units to herd our livestock for the specific purpose that we don't want them on the larger vehicles. Try as we might to get the administration to change their regulations, they were not willing to do that. Today, we're dealing with H.R. 2715, and it addresses a very important issue. Kids just want to ride. They want the opportunity to ride the youth motorized vehicles, whether it's a snowmobile, a four-wheeler, or an ATV, for the specific purpose not just of recreation, but in a work setting as well. Because we could not make this change, we had to do it legislatively. We were successful in putting on riders on the appropriations bill year after year that said no money could be spent on the enforcement of this particular piece of legislation and the rules and regulations that were crafted thereafter. We will no longer have to do that with the passage of this bill. So it's with a great deal of appreciation I say to Ms. Bono-Mack, thank you for bringing this piece of legislation forward. To the minority, thank you for your kind support as well in helping to move this forward. And ultimately, we can make the right common sense decision, and that is to remove this aspect of this onerous regulation. So once again, children can ride the right vehicles so they won't be on the larger four-wheel units, the larger snowmobiles, and the larger motorcycles. With that, I yield back my time. Thank you.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from North Carolina is recognized.
I want to thank the gentleman from Montana for working with us on crafting this compromise, and I hope he is satisfied with the ATV component. He has worked very hard, and his staff has worked very hard to bring it to our attention.